So the RAMKY league season has got underway and that's gone. Oh no, and in fact that's a boundary. Well, it's a good start there for the England 11. Ah, beautifully played start. That is going for 4 more. Well, for cricket, so enchanting, and that too, for ground is named after it. Very harmonious, isn't it? After 219 for no loss. You can clearly see there was some wind that was being presented. So the nice upright stance of the batsman have got in the opposite end. Jano watching the ball till the end again. You never allow the batsman to throw his arms at that one. And that was what bowler clearly did. So Harmony 11 captain has clearly said it was very good for him and everything was good to toss. First 6 overs are how they check it out. It's very important out there to leave out the rest of the things. Yes, a pass was very started already seen the catch being brought over. Long on and along place. So as the notes and the dimensions are considered slightly on the leg side. Yes, batting very nice. They have that tall, good upright stance. Then you can clearly see in that stance. The reason I say the backflip coming out pretty nicely. So the technique very sound as far as Chanda is concerned. Having that Indian is clearly setting it out. He's reaching the ball very nicely up there. Yes. I can try to make some of those not really outside the off time. More so definitely take a challenge outside edge of the that's a very good ball. That is the mix, isn't it? It has a definitely shape. Ideally, the mix of the lens is very important. See the first ball of the England back. The first of the ball was clearly holding himself. It was not coming as expected. And it was even the perspective of the captain. That's both first time, yes, clearly, as we were seeing the ball. Oh, that's missed away. Is it going into the gap? Oh, okay, right there. Well, there I tell, there I tell. Butterfingers when the ball is wet. No. Yes, for the batsman. When the runs in harmony. Why is it so easy? No line that is the Indian line. Try again. It's just a game of margins. You try opening up the angles. That is the reason I say the first overs of the power play very important because vice versa, both the teams and especially the bowlers will try to get the wings of the batsman, how they play, which area they like to try to look and target it. That's it. Couldn't get that timing right. Between the fielder and IDD. That's only a single, but it's a healthy start for the Enclave. So there are totally big games in the tournament. Tournament which is being planned around 1 month is going to be an absolute belter. Cricket from the grassroots to the international level has been something to say about. There we have World Cup going on. Here we have so many tournaments being played. 27, 27. Next weekends is really very important for all the teams. And first match always so special for the team because it sets their momentum right. Shot out there. Earlier we were talking about this pitch being the backside pitch. The ball will come what the bat has to do. Let's see clearly see that the wicketkeeper as well needs to make his clear adjustments there because the pacers even if they are hitting those hard lengths. That's really good stuff. That's really good stuff. The back of the lens, quarter lens, and non-triangle lens don't really want to target on this pitch. You really want to be somewhere more around the good lens and try to be dominant with pull-up. The keeper can be standing more even near. Again, there you go. He got very easy wicket. So that is gone for the bowler not having that much pace to actually create a lot of trouble to the batsman. The batsman says yes, then why not? I'll definitely be very hard for this tonight. I'll contributing whatever I can. Contribution, isn't it? Contribution brings a lot of things. Start shutting up.
अभी सुनो आप थोड़ी मिनट।
अभी आ रहा है ना, नहीं नहीं
ఇప్పుడే పెట్టినాం, మేము కమ్యూనికేట్ చేస్తున్నాం, అదే వస్తుంది లైవ్ లో. ఇప్పుడు సెట్ అయింది మొత్తం. బ్రో అన్నా ఇమేజ్ ఫార్మాట్ పంపించండి. ఒక నిమిషం, ట్రైంగ్ టు కన్వర్ట్. అరే ఓ కన్వర్ట్ ఆడియో కౌంటర్ అయితే ఓ
To the repetition of the game, when you don't journey, you definitely win this clash. Very blue. There's one color which is really shining at LFC. So Mr. Virat Jagiar has entered the crease. Oh, what a sight for a fast bowler. That is what I was talking about, the pattern of getting wickets. Slightly back to length. Oh, there you go, there you go. The ball as well, beginning to bounce now. So yes, we are entering summer. This is a very pleasant weather as far as Hyderabad is concerned. Here last year, at this point of time, we have already experienced over 37 degrees. So yes, and the sun really was up. The pitch will out to the ball as it is in that hand, the pitch will become that. Confusion, confusion. Oh, So yes, we are back on here live. The angle has changed. You know what an angle is for the commentator is 14, in fact 57 for 4 already. The runs have come. The runs have come in the last few overs. 4 boundaries have come, but the wickets have equally fallen. The damage has been there. Completely swaying across the line there. It was a batsman. This was what I was talking about. He should be real. Okay. So the cross-matted shots, very, very dreadful. Yeah. Now this is out. This is out. There's not adequate balance on the pitch. Clearly telling you. The Empire had absolutely no hesitation. That is what I was trying to talk about. Be very careful how you play. Oh, it's just a collapse story which is being defined. 43 for 2 and already half the side back in the hat. 14 runs and not get that adequate bounce as the batsman would really expect. So you really never know. You can never really swing your bat at everything. What a morning it has been for the Harmony Challengers. They did say it was a good toss for them to lose. I mean, what if you lose one? What if you lose one? Once have a look at this. When one goes, the other always gets balanced. A simply terrific this. Vishwadeep and Jana would definitely be kicking himself after getting those 3 boundaries. In fact, he was striking so well. Well, again, that is what I was talking about. The muscle memory which has to be controlled. So we'll be talking about that for 8 gone 57 for 5. So 57 for 5. That is what we were talking about, John, the muscle memory which he really had to control, the instinct. The instinct so important in this game, isn't it? And same was with Vishwajit, who was batting well, 17 in 15. He got settled because he was batting. I know that was a real challenge for him because he was batting in the first 3 overs, got going with those 2 boundaries. And that was the time where the ball was holding in the pitch. Well, the boundaries are flowing in the other ground. My co-commentator, Mr. Yudhvir, is just enjoying himself out there in the middle. But here it has been the bowler's dominance. That is gone for 4. That is gone for 4. Well, however, the runs will take it. It has been just a disaster. When the disaster is just so soothing with the boundaries, I guess in the moment they'll take it. They'll definitely take it. So 177 is the average score on this ground. So well. You never know. 177 in the last 10 matches. Well, we can never say, isn't it? That's chipped in the air. That's chipped in the air. Well, Bidon slightly standing up. Well, had he been a few yards, that would have been in his hands. That would have been in his hands. So, yes, chance was something to really consider. All the batsmen very tough. The stance and the backlift will be very important on a pitch like this. Well, I really asked the captains how has the preparation been. Preparation seems to be absolutely wonderful over the year. They are just showing it. So yes, again, you'll be really vulnerable to certain lengths, isn't it? Yesterday as well, you've seen in the Doctors Premier League when the spinners were bowling, especially the left arm spinners. When the body is slightly more open towards the leg side and the bowler is bowling the arm ball and he'll be trapped in front, and even vice versa. That's full. That's really well bowled. That is really well bowled. So they already had a disaster in form of Fernando is coming back. Yesterday, you've seen how one of the batsmen was out. He was out to Khanna. He was absolutely trapped in front. So yes, we have not seen the body slightly more open towards the leg side today. But yes, planting your front foot very important. As otherwise, you'll be very vulnerable of getting out LBW. Full toss. I didn't get an ideal time, but that will make its way. Just for 4. So at the end of 968 for 5. The last one was on the leg stump. It was always very easy. Low full toss. Day in, day out, any position, the batsman will put you with ease. Well, the RPL season 3. This is always a refreshment, isn't it, for the players like this? The corporate tournaments, so good. They happen all across the city with so many grounds, especially during the weekends. So yes, again, the batsman have a look at that, his vulnerability against the fuller ball on planting his front foot. So important. Well, more so if the bowler is being continuously attacking the pads, he can definitely get the batsman more on an LBW side. But yes, the wickets have fallen in very regular intervals. That has been very much aware. That has been very much there with the harmony challengers bowlers. So even when you want to get that attacking instinct right, we'll have to judge the situation accordingly as well. That verdict is very important as a batsman for you and as a team. Back of the length. They didn't get that ideal timing right there. But yes, on the contrary, on the red soil pitch, this would have sailed into the crowd. Absolutely sailed into the crowd. Have a look at that, how well it has stopped in the pitch. So the reaction time is well very important for the batsman. That's easily put away. Fielder, he was not aware there. The fielder at fine leg, slightly more towards fine leg. And in between the square, he was not aware. Well, he thought the fielder was back there. The fielder was there at deep in fact. He was not aware when that made to the boundary. He felt he was left in this standard and surprised out there. This game gives you a lot of room for surprises. The boundaries are coming. The boundaries are coming. So yes, have a look at this. This is what I was talking about, the stance. So can there be more in swingers that are being coming from the batsman? You're seeing the batsman. This is a semi-open stance. Batsman more open towards the leg side, Mr. Viraj. And that's the predominant reason. See how the captain has got the things right. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about and discuss this about later. The 74 for 5 almost at the stroke of 10 years. 74 for 5. It will remain at the end of this. At the end of 10, we're halfway through the first inning, the first half or the first inning. harmony will definitely be resonating more with the song. 75 for 5. There's been all in all a sudden collapse. The wickets were falling, and yes, it's trying to just streamline 18 in 14 the partnership. So just face some inconvenience in the follow through. That's the reason we have seen the pitch being slightly swept. So yes, the broad daylight. It will be that easy. Now the outfield might have as well eased up. It'll be really interesting how the outfield as well behave. How will the pitch behave as well? The pitch was holding, and it will be that much dry. And will the spinners come into action later in the day? Which will time will only tell. Ah, that shaved! Oh, that was so impact. Well. Did the deviation take it more towards the next time there? The game of angles always. The game of angles always. Just slight, that much, slightly missed the leg stump there. That is really good bowling from Mahesh. Have a look at the lens. Have a look at the lens. How good he's been mixing up the lens. He's painful and slightly now back of the lens. So yes, as a batsman, it is always in your choice. It's always demanding you to really adjust your stance accordingly because this pitch will really hold. So Virat, you've seen this slightly his body more open towards the leg side. So yes, coming back with a player upside with a player with nice upright stance. You get that back swing right more towards down the ground. But yes, when you're slightly open more towards the leg side, and when you're more cross, yes, you're slightly open more towards the leg side, and it will be a clear indicator for the team that you know you're vulnerable to certain lens. Ah, yes.
Hello,
This is always so good with an upright stance when you have a dominant offside play. 2 runs. We have clearly seen the offside boundary slightly on the shorter side and it is more even. So, yes, the ball will hurry away to that point. So, conventionally, a nice dominant offside play if you have.
ये नहीं दिख रहा लाइन नहीं दिख रहा
So, that's the end of 11:79 for 5.
क्रीज नहीं दिख रही
So, end of 11:79. Really seeing the breeze blowing. When you have that sexy stance coming more open towards the leg side, very vulnerable to certain lengths. But I don't think, oh, the ball stopped in the pace, the ball stopped in the batsman was lining up for a big one out there. It's slightly so slow, and even when you're going round the wicket, it will be very good. Will go more wider of the stump, slightly more back of the length. You'll ideally get that bounce as well. The ball will stop in the pitch. So just seeing a clear illustration of that. So Maheshwari, the process is done with his 4 overs, 2 for 27. So have a look at this. Very simple and a neat action. A good round arm action, a very simple and a neat. Not looking to do anything different, just bowling it wicket to wicket. Well, in fact, three, I just dance down the ground, dance the ground, dance down the track. This is what I was talking about, trying to do something different now. Well, the dot ball frequency is improving more. So it has been more than 30 balls since that last boundary has come. So now slightly changing the angle. So when he's trying to go with the spin, will it be more turn and more channelized towards the off stump? You're seeing the ball going wide. I guess it will be more towards the middle and off. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Spinner really interested in Lily, try to get any turn. This has been really good. He's been bowling very slow. Bowling it really slow. Wider on the stump. Well, only the gap, only very, very. Only that gap we had to split. A minor gap it was between the points and the gully. Well, that was surgical precision from the batsman out there. Well, all the bowler has done right. Just giving that right. The boundary coming quite a long time. This will be the champion team. So yeah, we are going on with that field. That was just surgical precision, isn't it? Only a minor gap we have to pick. That was running some straight from the channel. Oh, that's the one. That's the wicket keeper couldn't get the ball down there. Well, if he would have done it, that would have been the end of the batsman. Well, at rate of 1283 for 5. The bowler certainly worked out great angles in this over the first. In the first few balls of the over, we have seen the spinner going around the wicket and channelizing it more back at the length outside the off stump. After that, more towards the off stump. The last one, the fifth ball of the over, we have just seen a surgical precision from the batsman. Just that minor gap he had to pick in between the short point and the gully and end that with absolute ease. And the last one was more a leg stump line, the wicket keeper failing to gather that. Shiva, the new bowler. That's again in the air. Well, the batsman will make it back for 2. Yes, the boundaries are very long, at least 65-meter boundaries, both on the leg side and the offside. So it will not be easy for the batsmen to just play their strokes freely on this ground. They have to really show what they are made of. So energy packets in whatever size they come, it will always be good. That smashed away only for a single, but yes, coming back. RAMKY constructions, we know about them. We talk about the construction, they have redefined everything in Hyderabad. Well, 50,000 square feet clubhouse, talk about the 2-3 BHK, so they see luxury, comfort. So whenever you have the construction in the making, so yes, they know to construct. These are really good lines. So always probe, always make the batsman probe outside the ocean. Make him play those driving lanes. Can the fielder be more at the catching cover position? Yes, he's been more moving towards his left. Can he be more towards the catching cover position? It's a really good tactic from Shiva. The ball is moving. The ball is really moving. So this has been the challenge. This has been the charm of the bowlers as far as as far as the Harmony team is concerned. They have not really allowed the batsmen to just settle in. Have a look at this. Have a look at how the pattern has been there from the different bowlers. The last one was full, was a driving, and this time the batsman would definitely have been in two minds. He might have expecting, he might have been expecting a fuller one, and this was slightly channel backwards. The ball is coming again. That's gone through the wicket keeper. Trying to stop them. Will not have any chance. Well, when the ball is curving, you really have to have your tails up as a wicket keeper. That was absolutely good. That missed everyone, in fact. Yes, the boundaries are coming, right? That is what they want. What they ideally want. So they know the last 10 matches, the 177 has been something on this pitch. But yes, this pitch is really hard pitch. The bowlers, especially the fast bowlers, and though if you're not sure, you'll get the help on the surface. The ball is coming. Viraj just struck this ball. Well, it is high. That's gone for six. Well, the cry is very loud. Clearly evident. They're really happy and pumped up with that six. That wasn't the hitting mark. And Virat says, thank you. He ends the third inning on a high. 97 for 5 after 13. Well, why should I just give a gap in hitting? No. We have seen how surgical he was in that last over, splitting the gap, opening the face of the net. This time he has reached for the ball more in front of the square on the offside. A simply brilliant batting formation in this partnership moving on to 44. This has been a very steady progress. There's been a really steady progress this. So the flighters, especially the off spinners versus the right handers, always a wonderful contest. Always a wonderful contest because you get to see the off spinners channeling it outside the off stump and wanting the batsman to create that power and create that power and hit generate that power down the ground. Is that out? No. So yes, I was talking about the bowler pretty very well. They know that Virat is more leg side dominant player. So I was talking about him being vulnerable to certain lanes. So NBW is one which is really very vulnerable. The back of the lane, there's clearly seen out there. Good bowling from Rohit. So he's mixing up. He's just playing with the batsman at the moment. But as far as he's more attacking towards the bats and being channeling his balls towards on the good lane, he's always on the brighter side. Yes, he's always on the brighter side. If he's more towards the pads, should definitely try hitting more towards the pads. But or else you're not getting anything away with Viraj. We have seen how good he has been with the full lengths. So Ishan, his reach has been really good, and that's what really judges you as a player. Left it alone, and that is really clever. That is really clever. So he's using the angles quite well, not really sticking to one angle. So yes, it will be wide of something. He'll ask the batsman to generate power. He'll definitely ask the batsman to generate power. So yes, once the bowler is over the stumps, we always talk about this. When the bowler is over the stumps, especially long off and wide, and even if the bowler is flighting, he'll ask the batsman to generate that power, and yes, he has to strike the ball well because there will be not that much effort from the batsman. That was full. That was really full. That is what I was talking about. Bold to his strengths. Bold to his strengths. Rohit mixing up and using the angles. That is the reason I said this is a game of angles. 107 for 4 after 14. Stage they were challenged. The wickets fell back to back, especially the batsmen's stumps were knocked out. But this partnership has been a very really steady partnership. This has really steadied the ship for them. A 50-run partnership with this between Ishan and Viraj. Both equal contributors in this partnership. Ishan, you have seen how good he has been on the offside. The reach has been quite good from him, but on the contrary, Viraj has been rotating the strike in the last over we've seen. He has hit a six, then that too very effortlessly down the ground. So are we going to see? And he has been very, very good on the leg side, and they've been running in between the wickets quite well. And just an example of that once more. So they really don't want to let the match slip away from their hands. They'll be looking to restrict the opposition to 150 or even fewer. But yes, Viraj, with the batsman is tall. Are we seeing him unleash those long levers? So it will be really tactful how the captain is going to use the spinners in the next stages because he clearly knows where we know the Pacers will be bowling in the back end far after that 17th over. But still, is he going to experience or experiment with the spinners because they're bowling really slow. The boundaries, the boundaries, especially down the ground, are really very very long. And we have seen Rohit how he has been using those angles, going wider outside the off stump, going over the wicket, and asking the batsman to generate power. So is there something? Ah, there you go. There you go. Again, pretty vulnerable to certain angle. This should have been played more down the ground there. Virat again giving the batsman, giving the fielding team that clue. Well, they should have been tried to pair meet more towards down the ground. Well, if the batsman would have been slightly late in picking that up, he would have been absolutely trapped in front. Ah, that's in the air. Where will you get this with Virat another time? Long off is very, very strong. That's strong one from Viraj. Whenever he has been striking the ball, he has been striking it very effortlessly. At the last moment. So we see this conventionally even with the fast bowlers and the spinners. Some do it for pace as the spinner, more trying to do it to acquire pace on the ball. Yes, pace on the ball. He's actually getting some turn as well because so this over has been expensive. This over has been expensive. 14 coming of it. So 121 to 5 after 15. There you go. The umpire is very, very, very vigilant. It was a short run, so only one run added to the tally. Yeah, they'll take it. They'll take it. The Harmony will definitely take it because the partnership progressing very strong, very, very steadily. 125 after 14. In fact, after 15. Hello, scorer. After 15, we are back in the air. Well, Viraj hitting a beautiful six of the last over. Ah, the ball holding it. Ah, look how late it went towards the batsman. But these two, it has been there. We have seen them. This partnership has been absolutely complete. They know it. The pitch is very, very difficult. The ball is not coming onto the bat as expected. Have a look at Viraj.
He clearly knew there was absolutely no one on the leg side and just ran that through. That is so, so important as a batsman. So even in the first match that India played against South Africa, they were clearly lacking this. They were going all guns blazing. They were wanting to hit shots. But yes, in the second match, they clearly rectified that. That is being clearly seen. Ah, that's in the air. That's chipped in the air. This will be two more. Yes, it will be two more. No, no. The calling has been really good. So yes, coming back India versus Zimbabwe, they really rectified that. This has been one go-to for them. And that's the reason they were able to really get to that big total. The ones and twos have been on. So yes, the ones and twos. That is what Virat Kohli as well does in those middle overs. Trying to access it behind the wicket. Some convincing. Well, umpire, have mercy, buddy. Was trying to just convince the umpire for an LBW, but that was well over the stumps out there. No one was interested except for the bowler. Ah, the ball stopping on the pitch. The ball stopping on the pitch out there. Ishan was trying to go for a biggie. We have even seen him line up for a biggie in Rohit's bowling as well. But he's adjusting at the last moment. So yes, have a look at how he's concentrating till the end. So this is how he's playing so late. Judgment terrific. Oh, that's full. That's flicked. Oh, that's flicked away. Yes, the wicket keeper's frustrated out there. And this is what you the luck coming your way. The luck favors the player, isn't it? The wicket still under disappointment with that. And you don't want to drop catches, especially at this stage of the innings. Well, Virat Kohli, it's always an enclave. So after 50, 16, 125. We talk about, isn't it? Now this enclave, which is a pitch, by the way, it's a territory. This enclave clearly belongs to Virat and Ishan. And they've been protecting that enclave quite well. They've been fighting quite hard. There was chip. They were hit straight to the field at mid wicket. In fact, short mid wicket in the air, in the air. If you take it, the ball underneath. Oh, he takes it, he takes it. The bowler right underneath the ball till the last moment. Hands on the ball and he's taken it. And when the ball is in the air, you always have the jitters in your stomach. But the batsman, there was a clear message from the bowler out there. Well, it was Rohit's and Virat's enclave. And the bowler clear said, bowling, batsman, when I bowl, it is my enclave and anyone who encroaches it will be punished and penalized. And he has done exactly that. Well, here penalty comes in form of wickets, in form of runs, in form of catches. So he has ticked one of the boxes out there. So Naresh getting his second wicket of the match. But yes, a steady partnership broken. That was what was really needed. So yes, that frustration would be clearly on. We've seen Ishan lining up for those big ones again. The bat, the ball hitting the splice of the bat. In fact, we've seen the bat as well turning, and that's the reason he couldn't get that timing as well. Coming back to the catching, you absolutely have to judge the ball till the last moment. Let it be simple catch. Let it be anything complicated. And he has been really using the crease well, Naresh. Have a look at this. One catch, how it lifts your body language up. And especially when you're in the hitman phase over number 16 to 20, this is the stage of consolidation. This is the stage of hitting. Always those 10 to 20 runs will boost the morale of the team. Restricting 10 runs fewer, it will be vice versa for both the teams. Again, a cross-batted shot, and again, cross-batted shot from Viraj. And this will definitely test the mettle of Viraj, isn't it? Because the territory clearly belonged to them. It was Viraj and Ishan who were controlling, and Ishan was there. So Viraj was as well dropped in the last over at mid wicket. So complementing that was Shiva. He's using the crease quite well, going wider of the crease, channeling it into the batsman. Oh yes, so channeling it into the batsman. That's bold and cleaned up. His role would have been very crucial, but no. Into the match with wickets. Naresh with three, two in the over, and that two big fishes trapped in the hut. 129 for 7 after 17. So I was talking about the role of Viraj, and he has been very vulnerable to certain lengths, isn't it? Even in his innings progress, when the ball has been in that good length and more short, fuller lengths. That was more a fuller and a Yorker length, exactly at the base of the stump that cleaned up his leg stump. So his role would have been something very redefining. He had to stay quite till the end and ensure a big score for the team. But that was not to be. Naresh said he had completely other ideas. He did not like the opposition encroaching. Well, we are seeing just a bang in that ground. We're seeing an absolute bang in LFC one. So love for cricket is today's mantra. Love in the air. So it has been absolutely destruction in the other ground. So Carnage is talking about 145 to 3. Have a look at this. So much contrast in the way two matches are progressing. Here the bowlers have been quite dominant. On the contrary, we are seeing the batsmen very dominant in that match. 145 for 3, the Cosmos Knights. So yes, the commentator really enjoying himself out there in the middle. So Saurav reached a half century while cracking half century from his bat. So in this ground, we are yet to expect some magic. We are really out to expect some magic here. Yes, the magic has been really on from the bowlers. So yes, again coming back to the progress of the innings, 31, 43. From 43 to 57, there were absolutely three wickets which have been falling for 14 runs. అర్థం కాలే Catch is taken. So we have seen this phase. We have seen this phase in the over number 7 to 8, where 3 wickets fell in the space of 14, and now the wickets are falling in a hurry. 3 wickets in the space of just 2 runs. Well, what a steady partnership can do. The loser rated 132. స్కోర్ అన్న ఊరికే చెప్పరు స్కోర్ ఓవర్ తర్వాత చెప్తారు. So they lose their wicket, they lose their 8 at the stroke of 132. What a rich phase it has been. This is the second time that they have reflected this phase. The harmony challenges, the harmony challenges bowlers. The toss to lose for them, but they have clearly balanced, and it's been a brilliant comeback from them. Simply staging. So nothing to rule out from the Kailanders. So at the end of 18, it's 132 for 8. Has been absolutely mesmerizing. Well, whatever bowling change he has done, everyone has responded with wickets. So this is what you do. This is what you ought to do as a bowler. Come the hour, come the party, come the wickets. So Naresh does not like encroachments. That's the reason. He's taken the 3 wickets. His territory has been absolutely very bright impact. That's put away. That was nicely struck, and that's nicely stopped there. That's really nicely stopped there because that was traveling flat. Really nicely stopped on the boundary. Swing that was beautifully swung through the line. Well, Ganesh and Abhiram are in the hut. Nothing much to cheer for Ganesh. But irrespective of the stat, is it time for him? Is it time for him to cheer? As far as Abhiram is concerned, we're not seeing his feet absolutely move. His feet absolutely concretized on the back foot. And have a look at that. Have a look at that. Well, talk about the form, talk about the technique. Luck concentrate is always so good. I believe that was an inside edge. Well, you would want luck to favor and irrespective of however the situation has been. The luck is in favor of the opposition all the time. Well, Virat wants it now. Naresh Bailey would have deserved his fourth. The batsman has got 4 in his arsenal. So Bhagan Nakada. They want to go for 2 now. But yes, the harmony has been absolutely quite good in phases. They have not given anything to play for the batsman. Especially the phase of reflecting wickets has been so rich, especially in the back end. That's danced down the ground and gone for 4. Yes, turned that into a short ball by dancing down the track. Well. Naresh should have been awarded with his 4, but double the runs have been awarded. For the team, for the India team, they wanted this. They really wanted this. He converted that into a shot, but that's nicely because it was a for one. That's it! The wicket-keeper falling diving for that one. The batsman tries slightly doing something different here. So yeah, constantly dancing on the track. The bowler will be really forced to change his length. That has been really lacking from the batsman today. We've not seen it. They've been completely on the back foot and allowed the bowlers to settle in. But yes, 150 and over always a competitive score on the ground. And have a look at this. Whenever we are trying to just judge the ball, will come into the net. It is channeled it away. So narrations on a high, 3 overs, people 25 against with 91, 143 for it. So it's 143 for 8 in the opposite ground. You can see the score after. Oh, that's the time. Oh, where we can keep it moved. Absolutely stellar to watch from the wicket. Oh, even in the last over he moved, but couldn't hold on to one. This time he just absolutely perfectly. I just moved like a wicket out there. We talk up. We'll talk about the flame on the ground. Talk about the flame on the ground. What an acrobatic movement. This was a regulation take this from the wicket keeper. Absolutely a brilliant catch this. Well, magic in the air. We were talking about the role of the wicket keeper. And here he states the role. My role is always supreme and serene. His clean catch this is absolutely acrobatic. Well, he as well, just like Naresh, does not like others' encroachment in his territory. The territory has been very, very rich. The collapse stories have written in this ground. Ah, that's nicely. That's nicely. The third one was again dealing with that. Ah, that was very difficult there. So 147 for 9. What a beautiful deft touch it was. Very delicate and silky. Ah, silky I talk about. Ah, ending in Bumrah style. Magnificent from Omar.
You know, I comment. Yeah.
Hello. नीचे जाके एक्स्ट्रा ले लेंगे। अरे तो जियो लगा ठीक है। नरसिम्हा
16 for no losses. That is a very decent start. This the pressure has to be on. Oh, you've seen a six from Kishore. Well, Kishore on the shows. So one of the redefining moments even in the World Cup was Abhishek Sharma. Why did he fail? Because he was moving more around the crease, and South Africa was very constructive in getting him out. Well, Kishore as well. Will he shine on the show also? of LFC, time will only tell.
Amen.
ఏంది మంచి
The organizing team doing an absolute terrible job here. So 147 all out. So it was a vice versa affair we were talking about.
yellow table.
Back to the scorecard. Viraj and Ishan, they were going really well after that wicket fell at 43. In fact, the team was in a huge trouble. Half the side back on the had at 57 in fact. In fact, half the side was back in the hat for 57, and after that 71 run partnership. They tried to stabilize the innings, but the 19 runs fell for 5 wickets. Sorry, 5 wickets fell for 19 runs. So that's how, on the contrary, you ought to be. So there have been two phases where the collapse stories were redefining the innings today. So massive, massive moments these are. So Jana, 24 in 12, he batted beautifully, but yes, how is he going to continue with the ball? Will he try? Yes, he'll try to cram the batsman for that's his first! Yes! Long levers! And a tall bowler comes. He exploits the conditions like this. So yes, shot ball. Cramping the batsman for Rumi is on this pitch. When you are a tall fast bowler, it will definitely have you look at the height and look at the release point of the definitely complimenting you. We have been frustrated the way he got out, especially after being in such beautiful touch. But yes, the emotions can be transcended, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on. So Cameron for pace అక్కడ last one short ball కొంచెం hurry అయింది batsman మీదకి. It hurried on to the batsman. This is really good bowling from Chana. Have a look at his release point. So అంత easy కాదు. It is coming exactly from the head of the empire. So the batsman should definitely wait. It will not be easy picking Jana here. And that's a wide. Hello. That's a wide down the leg side. Hello. First wicket for the combination players as well. So he can only win with wickets. Is on this cricket ground. 181 is the first. So the sun is bright. It is really shining. It will be that much easy for the batsman to bat on this track now. You have to be on your mark as a bowler. So yes, the strike rate to go for the shot. Ball we've seen in that area, especially when the ball has been slightly more closer to the short line, more closer to the good line. The ball has not been coming on to the bat as the batsman was really expecting. We've even seen this during when the Enclave were batting, and especially when Ishan was batting, the ball went on to the batsman so late it held in the surface. Oh, the ball is curving. The ball is curving, but yes, have a look at that's a wide on the leg side. And the wicket keeper catching the ball at a very, very better height, in fact. But have a look at the swing. Have a look at the trajectory of the swing. Where we normally see the seam of the ball closed upright with a brilliant seam presentation. Here the trajectory more curvy because of the air. So yes, even the air even has its trajectory to be. So the laminar forces more when the ball is curving, so curvy in nature and trajectory. That held in the I believe Jana was trying out for a slow ball out there. Well, not at all. Well, not a fast bowler. Having a look at Jana's action. Well, not a bowler who would really want to just run on that pass, but just nice, simple, nimble action. Just bowls that back of the length, using his height to an absolute perfection. Just showed how he can use his height by removing the wicket in the first ball of his over, starting with the spell. So again, so the interception point will be really interesting of the batsman here. There's Jana that I was talking about. We normally see tall, fast bowlers, like many bowlers throughout the history. Sir.
see this even in the first innings. In fact, one striker has overrun even in the power play phase. In fact, Haridev was there are some people. Five has been absolutely acrobatic the way he has plucked at it, the way he has been throwing himself out. These runs will help quite quickly. Like this. And he did that. No, that's the correct ball. It's like looking back to consistency, success that you came with the team have been really consistent as far as the performance is concerned.
Ah, oh, बोल रहे हाँ ఏమంటున్నావు హలో
The batsman century of the tournament, the maiden half century belongs to Saurav from Cosmo. Please for Cosmo, that's it there. That's going down. The winner. The bat. So after the boundary, they over-entered on a milestone. So it's clearly that fight has been really good. The way they've been constructing. You clearly see that from Sajid. Clearly see that too from Jayendra. Starting his struggle in 1825. So this is a best score for him in quite a while. Oh, last few matches have not been that great. He averaged 9. Sorry, in fact, I think was. Jayendra yesterday he has as well fought last few matches. This is really very strong comeback from him. He has got to a start. He's making a statement. The last 5 games, gains the harmony losing got to 56 out of them, but the strike rate has been the cause of the maybe or to get to see this with the bats. It's a nice first inning. He put it even actually. We have been Aditya Doctor his first strike rate in the first set was absolutely incredible. Speaking, just kept going all guns blazing right from the word go. Over it, what away. Yes. At the bye, like everybody else, the wicketkeeper doing a very good job today. We've seen how good the wicketkeepers have been. They've been just throwing themselves out in the middle. That will be something he will remember because something I asked him to play away. The fielder in 3 went straight to the field after. So yes, talking about the role of the wicketkeeper, the likewise was very, very, very important. Not only from a batting, in form of wicket keeping as well. The wicketkeeper making a very strong comeback. That's now just protecting the wide. I hope it went very, very slow. This is really good bowling from the bowler. This is really bowling good bowling from Vishwajit. Harmony challenges nice progressing along. You know that there's been no hurry. Target right under control for them. But yes, not want to take this till the end. 31 and 38, not all to do. They want to just reduce the deficit now. Yes, have a look at how nimble that has been the difference between the two teams, the communication. All in all over. We have seen some odd mixes and that. We have seen 3 mixes in the enclave innings, and out of that one was big horrid. It was a horrid cutout. But yes, here the non-striker called out immediately. That's get away, fielder. I don't think we'll have a chance. No, that's true. They're just showing their agility here as well as the running in the field. The 100 is back after 40, 100 for 3. At the end of 40.
weekend. Well, the construction officials when they're just entertaining us, and the saga will be on the line. So it's a 140 the bowlers have been quite incredible. So the other captain has made some name for himself. He has made amongst the wickets, 2 wickets for him. The best bowlers unlike are ready back to generate. 3 wickets for him. 3 for 25. So Maheshwar with 2. So all in all, they definitely make it as well. The most wickets in the team concerned for right now. This is a position for the first match. As far as the batting department is concerned, we have seen 100 century from the batting from he'll be that running chance. So we'll definitely get the updated results once both the matches and the fixtures end. It'll automatically start updating. Now all in all, the update they only media. There is a misfield out there. Well. This is not expected in the standard. Standard, yes. Right now, for the estimate. Oh, stop that! That's a valiant effort now. That's a 100 effort. You never know which you want to stick in hand. That's a brilliant effort that from the bowler. That's in here. No man's land. That's very lucky. Match is exactly poised. Both the matches evenly poised. In the other ground, 49 and 31 here. 45 and 31. What a match. Who will finish it? Here are we having a competition. Are we having? Oh, that's beautiful extract. That's beautiful extract. Just throwing themselves out in the middle. That is what the commitment you have to put on the ground today. British batting absolutely brilliant. 38 and 19 is blazing away as far as the runs are concerned. So, 3 after 15 now. Another 44 and 30. So 140. Jana is back into the attack. He'll be fresh. He'll be only thinking on these wickets. Jana, that it has been Jana who pulling back of the list. He has been really very effective. Shot he has been taken for runs. Yet he did go for boundary, but yet shot he has been taken for runs. With all these overs, very critical. These are going to be very critical overs for Chanavel. Obviously, going to hold his mindset really
really settle the table as far as the team is concerned. That's it. Yeah! That's it. The position you get into taking those catches. And he has to get low taking the catch now. Ball is coming. Ball is coming. All in all, it's just a single. Definitely not a single. And 40 minutes, 28. It's slightly creeping up now. That's a dreadful fruit, isn't it? Well, once you don't chew that, it will chew you away. Ah, yeah, there you go. What even need to damn shot well done. Varun has thrown it off his back. And there you go. The booty ball is not been getting. Wicket has been low. He has not been getting that much good pitches. Those shots are very lucky. Well, he has got a fielder back. In fact, at final or this would have been going towards the boundary. Ah, that's good away. And this time, the fielder didn't stop this. Well, why is Jan trying this? Well, that very, very easy pickings happened. Indra is concerned. That definitely is the pressure. Not understanding the tactics of Jana. In fact, we've got a fielder back at deep mid wicket now. Deep mid wicket, Falcon and long mid wicket. Well, long number both wide. Why is he wanting to try the? Why is he wanting to try? Well, these are the balls he wanted. Oh, that's given up. Oh, well, Jana was there collecting. Would that have been affecting and run out? He had all the steps to aim at. But yes, good one. Six. Well, luck is favoring the harmony challenges at the moment. Catch has been the bowlers giving away some runs to play with. The run out not affecting. Oh, so many events happening in the over. Again, tried it. Not reach the fielder. This is an over they needed. I believe 15 for 3 after 16. Another 33. fitness of cricket for all the team because we have entered heat, we have entered into heated temperatures. It will be a real test. Going into the back end of summer, going to the back and forth weeks of match will not be easy for anyone. The dot ball piling up is 19 now. And you never know. I was talking about this. Did excellent stuff. 17 ball, 183. Another 30 for 17 for 18 ball. Have a look at the overrate. I'm still you playing incredible having the overrate. We managed. Three. Has retired out. Just that and which comes in best amenities. So many, and that's what RAMKY is known for. It's the best in construction. The day to build, and we are there in harmony to rise. The captain has been absolutely brilliant in rotating his bowlers. His John Lucky winning his first two and then come back. Yes, Ajay has been bowling quite good, bowling it straight, bowling it fast, not giving the batsman any room to play with the ball. 9 innings of starts from here on. From here on. From here on. The other batsman different from here. Should have gone 9 and 16. Yeah, no mercy, no mercy at all. What must be going in the back of the mind of the batsman? You want to go for everything, but Jayendra is well retired. Was that a tactical decision taken? One initiative had to take had to be moving. And he retired out. What he was with 30 years, right? Because of the that he retired out. Down. He's telling he's going, he's not going to spare anyone. Let him commentate alone. Everyone needs to do the test. I say fitness be the key to success. Be a real key to success. The one who stands especially over the clock. Matches. Want to play this summer? Lot of fluid in your body. Have a look at that really bowling is absolutely awesome stuff. So full and straight. Will this be an out now? Will they make it? Will they make it? The dot ball frequency is just continuing on 20 balls for one boundary. The dot balls have been quite regular coming on this ground. 26 and 13 from here on. Is he getting a wicket? Yeah, it's an appeal, but yes, exactly full of no room for strike rate has to go up. Strike rate has to go up from here on. The bowlers have absolutely tied the likes of the J. That's it. I don't think this is into the gap. Fielder will come again. Have a look at the arm of the fast bowler. Have a look at the arm of the fast bowler. Really need a six. Really need a six badly. Last 18 balls, you've not seen a boundary at all. That's how big the bowlers have been exactly. No room to play at all. It has been the test of fitness as I was talking about. Running these singles. Yes, the ball! The reward of being ball! The runs should flow. The runs because a really fat kind of work. Captain himself went into this charge. Retired out. Dance down. Dance down the ground. Very, very good from the bowler. Very, very, very clever from the bowler. Yes, better than careful. Very, very important at this stage of the inning. Not losing his shape. Absolutely not losing his shape at all as we see. The bowler from the stage and in such a situation. Just says no testing, it's all glory. Yes, now that 19 high. The boundary now extended to 24 balls now. 129 to 4 after 19. The 19 in the last over. The umpire only waiting for an equation. Everyone wants that on the scoreboard. So yes, 19 in the last ball. Everyone have done it wrong. Sean is the final outing. Yes, definitely made a name for himself. Well done, Nikhil. The maiden I always talk about. That maiden appearance, that maiden spell is so important. That will definitely set the tone for the rest of the tournament. This is going to be season 9 due. And if you can defend 173 like the bowling practice, definitely something to watch. The boundary run. All the bowlers have been it has been 100%. Now, 1984. Hands down the fire, straight to the field and out. No, 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 you can't get away, buddy. You can't get away, buddy. Say the shot. Yes, shining here. From wherever. 18-3. 3-3 out, 3-1 out of the ground. So Ishan is a left-hander himself. So Ishan just seeing his replica, mini, his minion. That's Indian. Have a look at the control. Last 26 balls have been just amazing from the beginning. That's it here. That's it away. Yes, it's at the field. There's a big play. Somebody bring it. He's do a lot. This is. That's it. And that's it. That's a victory. And very good victory. As far as Enclave were concerned, they were down and out. They were respected. They were respected, but the way this is the way back.